Mark Reback, Managing Partner, All Trans Incorporated.
My name is Bruce Dodds, and I'm the president of All Trans, Inc.
Andrew Hartline. I work at All Trans. I'm an automotive technician here, and we're in Greenville, South Carolina.
We serve the automotive industry by remanufacturing manual transmissions, rebuilding automatic transmissions, transfer cases, and differentials. All Trans was experiencing a couple difficulties in trying to understand exactly where our losses were versus our profits coming through.
I knew we were running way below peak efficiency. I could tell just by the labor hours we were charging versus the labor hours that were available. Wasn't quite sure how to identify where that was happening. We had a leak in the boat. I needed to figure out how big it was, how many there were, and where they were. And Cogent was the one that gave me a game plan to complete that.
The biggest factor to leading us to partnering with Cogent was the discovery process. It revealed quite a bit of information that we may have known and ignored it, and a lot of hidden details and facts that we weren't aware of.
Billy's very knowledgeable, and initially once they started working with us, the scope of what we needed to do was a bit bigger than I thought. And he didn't shove the elephant into me all at one time, but fed a piece at a time so I could absorb the scale and scope of what it was going to take to get the results that we wanted to.
Day-to-day evolution, at first it was like ripping off a Band-Aid. Nobody wanted to see what was underneath and it hurt. Getting over that initial pain strike, first and foremost, was getting our team together and saying, you know, we're going through this process. So the day-to-day process is just, we started doing shop meetings.
I think the changes with Cogent have been just for us, for me, coming into work on a daily basis, having a better direction of what we want to accomplish that day.
We have a board, we're the communication board, where the ideas and projects go in there, and we set dates to them. And as the time went on, day-to-day being consistent with it, we started picking up more passengers on our boat, our vessel, going up, moving forward. Till finally just about everybody here, I think, is on board with us.
People working here have a better vision for how they use their time, and they're more accountable, not as a whip, but as a tool and as a support to give them what they need to identify areas where they're not as efficient as they could be, and identify the things that management could do to help them in terms of training and tools and shop equipment, making sure all of that stuff was running as efficiently as possible, trying to find the areas where they were struggling or having frustrations and being able to do their job well.
I think some of the things that I've observed with Cogent coming in and affecting the company in such a positive way, we've seen a better working relationship between the owners, Mark and Bruce, and then having more of an input with how we're trying to get things done.
Working with Billy, he's given us a whole toolbox full of management tools, and I'm still trying to figure out what I got. I got a great toolbox. I got drawers with all kinds of stuff in there. So, cash management, forecasting, which I've never really done forecasting before, and he's got a model for that, which I'm pretty excited about using. And budgeting, those things looking forward, helps us to see where we need to be.
The changes that we made here at All Trans with Cogent, we're paying closer attention to our finances through training that our bookkeeper has had with the Cogent team. So we're focusing more on the what, why, and how in our financial area. And our leadership skills, our communication with our teammates has been a big improvement. That's changes that we made with Cogent that we weren't really fully communicating, maybe not necessarily listening. Now everyone's listening to them. The team is changing with what Cogent has helped out with and communicating back to us. So that helps us work on some internal issues and problems that we've had. We've never had before, All Trans never had a projected focus or plan towards the future. So there's more planning, more accountability on our part, more accountability on our employees' parts, and just as a whole, we're pulling together.
At the end of the day, the product's better, our customers are happier. It's more of a seamless flow from the time the customer comes in, fills out the paperwork, drops off the keys, till the job, the parts, everything's ordered, and then the job's done. Test drive, handing the keys back, finishing up the paperwork, and we have a good customer experience.
The tone, the professionalism has really moved up 2 or 3 notches. I think people are pretty excited to get on board and see where this thing's going to go.
To have Cogent come in and just have another set of eyes, I mean, that's how you got to move forward right now in today's economy. I think it's a huge impact and a huge benefit for what we're trying to accomplish here.
I would recommend a Cogent for at least a discovery first, and then you're either going to feel, motivated to do it, or you're going to be apprehensive about it and just keep riding the coattails. So if they go through it and they commit, their experience, I hope, is just like ours. They're going through it and they feel that they've invested their money wisely, that they're getting something out of it. But then they got to realize they got to put the work in.
I would recommend Cogent to anyone that wants to take their organization to where it can be. Number one, identifying the potential that's there, identifying the areas where there's shortfalls and holes to be filled in, and then putting a very detailed game plan together that gives you step by step, not only just a manual what to do, but then being there to implement that so that it actually becomes part of your culture, part of your daily operating things. There's a lot of moving pieces to it and there's a lot to absorb, but once that gets integrated in there, the benefits you'll see will be worth the effort you put into it.